In today's world, people are often surrounded by others whose mental and emotional energy can be incredibly overwhelming. Imagine going about your day trying to keep grounded in your own space, but everywhere you turn, someone is pulling you into their mess, drama, or negativity. It's exhausting, right? Whether it's family, co-workers, or acquaintances, these connections can make keeping grounded feel difficult. But what if there was a method to not just survive these situations, but flourish in them, maintaining inner serenity while the world around you swings out of control? Assume that these are folks you cannot readily separate from, perhaps family members or colleagues. These are generally the instances where one feels a need to continue communicating despite the problems given by toxicity, unconsciousness, or competing egos. For a minute, let's set aside the most extreme situations. There are times when situations, whether with family or at work, can become so destructive and toxic that the healthiest option is to withdraw oneself. For instance, in circumstances of physical or repeated emotional assault, or in workplaces where negativity and ego dictate the culture, the best solution would frequently be to leave. Extreme forms of mental or physical assault necessitate action, taking responsibility and withdrawing oneself. However, assuming the condition is not too terrible, what remains is learning to navigate typical human unconsciousness rather than its more extreme manifestations. To handle typical human unconsciousness, it's necessary to be aware of how you approach encounters with others. While you may not always succeed, the trick lies in adjusting your attitude in these situations. The most significant issue is your state of consciousness, not the content of what people are saying. These moments can be used to stay in the here and now, even if they are egotistical and gossiping or acting out emotionally. It is difficult to remain fully present in these kinds of situations. Being in the presence of unconscious energy requires one to step up their presence. Presence is easier to muster when one is alone, like in a peaceful room or while strolling through nature. One way to cultivate a sense of presence is by spending time in nature. Being able to relax and enjoy yourself when you're by yourself is a good indicator of self-confidence, but being alone isn't comfortable for a lot of folks. Loving one's own company entails tuning into the profound simplicity of presence, which is frequently accompanied by a feeling of calm. Leaving this peaceful environment and interacting with other people can make you feel the mind's gravitational pull and expose you to other people's emotional and mental states. Consider the following queries. Is this a personal, professional, or even completely unrelated matter? As you go through the week, how does each day feel? Are they rather calm in the start, only to devolve into mayhem by Wednesday? Is it Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday when you feel like you're having a harder time handling what was formerly easy? The stress is typically compounded by internal factors such as work and family dynamics, in addition to these external factors. Another thing to think about: do you ever feel tempted to adopt other people's emotions or mental state when you see them acting egotistically? On the other hand, do you prefer to stand on the sidelines and watch the interactions unfold? What role do you play in the unconscious dynamics? Are you fully immersed, somewhat immersed, or just watching? This ebbs and flows. Despite feeling like an outsider, it's important to keep interacting with people. The ability to perceive one's own lack of presence and stillness grows in tandem with one's knowledge of these qualities. Think about the city's energy field now. I don't know if meditation is a regular part of your day, but it has the potential to bring up unsettling thoughts and feelings for those who do. Envision yourself in the middle of a peaceful moment in your living room when, out of nowhere, the sound of a leaf blower echoes through the room. It's an interruption that jolts the peaceful moment, but with practice, you can overcome it. It is said that when meditating, one should not oppose but rather include whatever comes up into the practice. Through complete surrender, even a seemingly insignificant sound, like a leaf blower, can be included into the meditation. Giving in to the cacophony changes your experience because it forces you to be more aware of everything around you, including the noise. The urban environment can also benefit from this method. Relax into the energy around you as you go about your day, whether that's on foot, in a car, or seated at an office. Doing so allows one to rise above that energy. Conversely, responding to it maintains its influence and unknowingly draws you into the same harmful energy. Detaching oneself physically from such places won't bring true freedom. What really matters is surrendering fully. Embrace the unsatisfactory, and it will no longer be an issue. It's no longer considered poisonous. Rather, it's just life taking a particular form. You can rise above the negativity and overcome it with inner calm by changing your perspective. Having a complete paradigm change is a common consequence of having an epiphany. Think about what it's like to ride the subway on a daily basis. When it's busy and late, the weather is bad, the ride is painful, and there is no place to relax in the hectic trains. But the experience alters when one's awareness shifts. Although the commute itself is unchanged, how it is perceived changes. Calmness reigns instead of annoyance and misery. Transcendence happens when you let go of judgment and resistance and just feel the experience without trying to put a name on it. Embracing the power of changing our perspective can bring us serenity even when faced with the most challenging circumstances. To rise above adversity, one must learn to see things differently and to embrace the energy surrounding them without opposition. Even in the face of adversity, one can discover inner calm by releasing mental resistance and refraining from adversely assessing conditions. When this happens, it might alter one's perspective on life, making the seemingly insurmountable more bearable, with a sense of acceptance and serenity. Be sure to subscribe before we wrap up this video so you can get a new motivational video every day to help you grow and find yourself so you can be more self-aware. In addition to like the video, comment now in the comment space below. Finally, please forward this message to someone you know who would benefit from some words of encouragement. What a tiny act of kindness could do for someone.